Well, hello, I don't know if you can hear me or if the sound is very good. All right. Don't know if you can hear me. Let's find out here how do we get this figured out. Don't know if you can hear me. All right. So we got it all figured out. Anyways, we managed. We did well. Welcome to my channel. My name is Emme, and I like to spend my time being on a mystic side of things. It's great. Love it. We got it all figured out. Oh, we got a delay here going. So on 1 second here. Let's turn it down. So we have yesterday. I had a good afternoon or good evening. Doing a few readings last night. That was actually really cool to be able to offer my guidance to people. Been doing this work now for I don't know about 4 years since I actually finally decided to tune back into my skill set or gifts as people like to call it, or just the paranormal altogether. I used to be able to do this when I was younger. I would see like demon and entities showing up in random photos. Um, Actually live in a place where we have to deal with demonic entities. So my heart pretty much can take anything. Nothing can shock me anymore except for maybe a defibrillator. But I get enough excitement doing my job. I enjoy it. I enjoy doing readings for people. It's more intuitive. I don't spend time studying my cards or studying the purpose of the card. I feel that the intuitive reading should be exactly as it is, intuitive. I do have, how do you explain? A hard time sometimes to even shut off the energies that I like to play around, especially in the evening. I find myself I'm on later at night for the simple fact of being able to communicate in a more peaceful, less chaotic setting. As some of the energies are very shy to deal with. I actually, basically on a spiritual level, have opened my house into allowing unseen forces or paranormal or ghost spirits, whatever you'd like to call them. I've allowed them kind of like a sanctuary. I seem to always manage channeling entities that have been extremely hard to transition. They've gone through a traumatic death or something that had to be traumatic for them that they just got thrown to the other side without even having any understanding yet. So I let them hang out here. I do have a spirit box, which is my computer. My laptop is actually not working right now, so it's off for repair. But I do have a spirit box that I do have on there that I use regularly. I actually enjoy communicating with my house, well, I guess house entities or energies is what I like to call them because it's more of a vibrational thing. Just basically had my channel started here for being able to help people, assist them with, understanding the paranormal and the dark sides and the light sides and how it actually does work together. Um, but it's when you end up going and manifesting the dark energies into a being of, whether it be like a ghost look, I don't know how to explain this. It's really hard for me to explain ever since I started doing this again. Um, well, my guides, my energies are very compatible with me. I don't know how I managed to score that one with my awakening and my meditation state. Has been a great help. Um, I've had to go through quite the experience over the last, I would say, 5 years, when I decided that I was going to have to deal with this gift finally. I really tucked it in the back of my mind for the longest time because I was going on the impression people thought we were crazy, they weren't understanding anything. Um, but when I actually had one of my experiences, like I mentioned in a video that I made yesterday, is having the energies come through when you're sleeping. Um, that could be like, what do they call it? Sleep paralysis. One thing about that, I have experienced energies coming through, channeling right into my dream state, and that one I think is the realization that I realized that I have to do this job. It's my purpose here that I've been asked to do since I was a little kid. I didn't follow through with it. My parents called me crazy, and taking on this challenge now has been actually a little more easier doing it now than I have ever had. Okay, so paranormal to me, as I understand, and I've been able to do clearings, paranormal to me is residual energy, of the body, mind, and spirit. Not the physical sense is no longer there, but they do have the spiritual part that has like a residual energy capability of leaving energy wherever their traumatic past was from. Um, I do get a lot of really bizarre ones. As far as if somebody was, this is just an example, not that anybody has, because I don't usually like to say stuff like that. I don't sugarcoat anything I say on my channel. I say it as a raw truth, and if you have an issue with it, please be happy to comment. We can discuss it. That's not a problem. Um, Dealing with the paranormal, or the spirit realm is what I prefer to call it, is not as tricky as people make it sound. Okay, like it's really not. If you are even awake and you can see this for yourself, or if it had experiences, you know that this shit that I'm telling you right now is not bullshit. Um, they're very impatient, they're very lost, and if you've been separated before, your soul, as my understanding, this is what I perceive my experiences to have told me, that if you end up not having um, a full transition with yourself and your soul together, it happens to sometimes stay residual, meaning that your soul is still here, but your body is not here. So you're almost like, it's kind of like I wouldn't say trapped, but um, a very confusing time after death is my understanding from what my guides have told me through experiences of channeling with them and stuff, is that they do a lot of the work that a lot of us, even making a wish can make them do a lot of work. You have to be very detailed in what you're asking for. So I'm going to pull a card here. I don't read. I'm using the Rider-Waite cards, and I don't usually use cards. I usually channel based only on the physical sense, um, and my intuitive part, that I don't really use cards, but cards are actually very helpful now for me. Like, I got these a few weeks ago, so they're still getting broken in. I've used them probably, I would say probably 10 times, and the readings that I've given have been spot on. I don't read with arcanas. I try not to, get too into the general reading kind of thing. I like to do specific readings. I feel that it's well worth the time and the effort to be putting that through. So yeah, so you can choose whatever is resonating with you. You're happy to, comment on it. If there's questions that you have, I do come from a different background of tarot card readers. I am First Nations. I prefer to um, I really want to get into the Murukai tarot. Nobody does it. I have my physical guider. She has been doing it now for, I believe she was saying, like 20 plus years, and she's willing to show me how to do the Murukai. She would recommend those for me to do those because I do communicate with spirits. Um, there isn't anything that I would change it for. I don't think that I could now, being so far in that rabbit hole. As people like to call it a rabbit hole, I think it's just becoming one with your soul before you have to transition out, that you have completed your life journey for this lifetime. I do believe in past life. I do believe in having past lives and possibly coming to terms with my past lives and happening to find a soulmate that was linked to me as a residual energy. Um, and we have been together now 5 years. And he's watched me transition this last while because I finally decided to take on doing my native shamanism and stuff on those terms, right? I don't ask for a lot, but I do get a lot. I do get a lot of messages. And I get them like 24/7. Some days I have a really bad day and I don't communicate at all. I shut it down right away because my energy, I like to keep it balanced. I don't like to either be too happy or too sad. I have to walk a very, very thin line. It's like white and black, but it's kind of literally walking in the gray. It's very easy, if you have the inkling of being psychic or being intuitive, but not counterintuitive. What I mean by counterintuitive is that it's not working against you. It really doesn't matter which energy field you work with. I've had to deal with attachments from my past life of being a sage, a witch, whatever. That came back to me again, and I was always called that. I was called like nasty names all my life, but I would just keep away from everybody. I was a very quiet person. I didn't really hang out with a lot of people. Um, Getting these all developed into a one item thing is very, it's you can't. You seriously can't. You'll probably get thrown. For the first while, I was getting thrown energy, and it was scattering me. It literally was exhausting me. I did remote viewings for a girl that thought it would be funny to send more dark energy out into the world. And that dark energy attached through me doing a channeling clearing for this little girl that had passed away. Um, it blew my mind that when I do my work, it was very hard to come back to terms with it again because I was all my life told I was crazy. You don't know anything, but you do. You just practice. You practice your meditation. You practice your diet. I don't eat a lot of meat anymore. Um, that's just a personal choosing. My dietary skills have changed, or dietary supplements have changed. I don't eat so much of the junk food, more like fruit, more natural form of items, which is in the native culture where we recommend to use everything at its most purest state. So say like say when you want to smudge, you have your candle. We don't recommend lighters if you want to be authentic with your work. You need to be as authentic as you can, really. Um, so like this crystal, this amethyst crystal is at its most raw state. It's a solid. It's found in this form. I don't know if you can see that. It's my little amethyst crystal that was given to me. They're good for healing, channeling. I use it all the time. I always have it with me. Um, it doesn't go anywhere I don't go. Um, I do love it. It's an assistant. I always like to clean them, right? So basically, what I do. Okay, we have to do our little blessing. We haven't even blessed the area yet. Okay, so I just gotta go grab my water that I blessed myself, and I'll show you how to bless your water so you can make it work better for you. Okay, so this is just a regular bottle of water. Nothing Nothing special, just water. It's filtered water. It's not from the tap. Um, I don't I don't really have a big um, want for drinking tap water anymore. I don't drink it. It just doesn't taste right. And things change. So whenever I want to drink water, I usually try to drink it from a bottle. It is more. I don't know if it's really that cleanly. Maybe I'll have to do a test on it sometime. But who knows? Um, Less water. Basically, what I did was I got a fresh bottle of water and I sat it on my in my altar area to bless it. And I just asked that, keep everything pure. So we'll light the incense stick and we'll do the blessing of the water first and we'll bless it again because it could still be having residual. They also have techniques to check for entities within your home. Cats are the best one to go and do a, how would you say, to figure out if there is entities, as their force field is very strong. My cat sees them all the time. She's always looking around, and when she was younger, she used to play with a little one that used to come through. There was a little girl, and I got my cat because of the little girl that was living here. A residual energy was here, um, and oh my eyes itchy. Okay. So basically, I got my cat given to me. It was a gift, and she's been the most amazing little cat that anyone could ask for. Smart as a whip. Um, she's even shown me in places of the house where she will sit there and growl. There's one specific spot that she sits and stares at, which is behind me. I've got a big walkway, like a doorway, and she got upset and she was growling at the same area that I had mentioned in a past video about being um, an entity entering my home and me trying to fight them on the non-physical plane, and you can't fight it from there. You have to ask your spirit guides and energies to help you, assist you in that if it's becoming a big problem. Always turn to your guides, to your spirit guides, meditate on it, ask your higher self. There's so many different ways that you can protect yourself when you're dealing with entities. Myself, I never have wanted to ever be 100% pure energy. All right, like to be like a devoted Christian and believe in certain things. I take a lot of different routes. I take a lot of different advice. I take little pieces along the way to build what I feel is a safe zone for me, and I've done that. A lot of people say, "Oh, you need to go do protection. You need this. You need that." Um, to honestly tell you, I don't really actually use um, any prayers. I don't use um, the protection prayers and everything. I think I learned that from my last experience. That walking in with the wrong kind of even attitude or anything can have a big upset on a person's reading or their home. My cat keeps me balanced. Whenever I want to do these kind of videos, she usually comes out and pays her respects to the services that we provide. The assistant, because she's quite the assistant. Spirit guide cat is the most amazing little things because they see a lot of different things. They see you as an energy field before they actually see you as a person. Um, they say don't look into a cat's eyes. I don't believe that. That I really honestly don't think there's any correlation with why you can't look in a cat's eyes. I don't think it's any harm. Um, what else is there? Yeah, so we're gonna. What I usually do is I will get a little shell too. You can actually make your own smudge medicine. You can go out to your local park, get some evergreen or the cedar trees have really nice smelling branches. Break them off, let them dry for a bit, and allow it to sit. And I've got all kinds of different medicines that you can use or smudge techniques. I'll do videos on different ones in the near future. But I like to have mine. This one I would prefer to actually light it with a lighter. Wooden matches, they burn, but they only burn long enough for you to, like I've even had to use to get it to burn properly. I've even had to use a torch to get it going. It's very stubborn when you're trying to do that. Very hard to get the right mixture, but I still do it. Even if I get a little bit of smoke to send to the ancestors, to the creator, to all the energy beings that are going to assist me with my readings, then I try to at least get it lit so it sends a little bit of peaceful smoke. Otherwise, you can use one of these incense sticks that do have lit that I'm just playing with right now. I do like to have them around. I use different ones for balance, for energizing, for um, what else do I have? Energize, balance, healing. And I actually picked them up and I like the smell of them. They're actually really good. And I don't have the case with me right now. Or do I? This one is sandalwood. That's the most recommended one to use when you're doing spirit communication. At least that's what I use. Um, and you can just buy them, right? In little packs that look like this. You can get different kinds. But always check and see what it is recommending. Like this one is sandalwood. It recommends balance, right? Sandalwood is also known as a good omen for spiritual connections and everything. Oh, my baby girl, she's getting a little growly over there. She's confused. She's chasing something around my speaker right now. But she's an amazing cat. There is a video out there in regards to cats and the afterlife spirits. I'll have to find a link and post it below sometime after this. I will find the actual link for that. But it talks about different colors of cats, different style of cat, like their coloring. If you maybe search, what is it called? Cats, cat colors. Maybe try googling that. I can't remember right offhand. It was on the tip of my tongue, but I forgot it now. But I do like to, I don't know if I'll need a torch for this, but we're gonna use a lighter because it's a little easier. You might hear some crackling while I do this. Okay, so we're going to get some of this lit. Whew, that's hot. See, and it's sending off, it's trying to actually blow it out the fan here, but we're going to get it going here. Yeah, wooden matches and stuff are actually handy for stuff like this because you can just throw it in into the smudge medicine, and it can be anything that you feel like. Google plants. They do recommend you only take what you need. Cedar is supposed to be good. Rosemary, all those kind of herbal things that have been dried out, you can use in a smudge. And it's not very hard. Smudging is one of the most easiest things to do. I think I'm going to have to light that with a torch here, so bear with me here, because this is a little bit different evergreen that I'm used to using. So we're going to light this puppy up, because you need a little bit more of a flame when you're dealing with a bit of the wet cedar. These come in handy for when you're doing burning, doing like artwork with burns, like burning the wood, and yeah, it actually works really well. That's another thing that I want to get further into. But there we go. It's touchy. Okay, so I'm going to light this on fire. I'm going to get her going real good here. And just so it gets enough smoke to the energies, to pay respects to the spirits up in smoke and wishing for good intentions when I do my readings. I actually love doing them. It's very insightful. It's also a task for learning. Hi guys, Angel Moon and Shivram Katut. Hi, welcome to my channel. We're just getting the smudge ready for the energies to deal with. So we're just gonna. Oh, where's my feather? My talking feather, my battle feather. It's quite the battle. But yeah, no, I'm willing to do a reading for you, Angel. Just trying to get some positive intentions going here. Just want to smudge the area a bit. My crystals. And that's one of the things that I really enjoy is dealing with crystals as well, because they're such an intricate species, I guess you would say. So yeah, so that's that. And the water, you just bless the same thing. You ask for good intentions. Whenever you're blessing something, always put your best intention forward, and don't expect to get results right away. I'm able to do that because I've been practicing the meditation. If you want to learn how to do that, feel free to comment about it, and I'd be happy to show a video on that as well. Um, I just started this YouTube channel for the simple fact of having that spiritual awakening happening and actually starting in another one. So now I've started another cycle of my spiritual awakening that has blown my mind. Um, but yeah, you just bless your water. You just ask, that your ancestors or creator or whoever you believe in, bless the water to keep it pure, um, at its most purest state and most valuable state is when they are blessed. So I usually like to have a little cup around with water in it because spirit and water, oddly enough, people say that spirits can't cross water. They can cross anything they want. Okay, they're spirit, right? So um, always have a little glass of water because I always deal with the four elements, which is earth, wind, fire, and water, right? So I have the shell representing the water. I have the sage smudging it for earth. I have the incense stick for fire, and I do always have a cup of blessed water. It's easy to do. You can bless your own water. You can energize it with your own intentions. You don't have to have a specific prayer. Whatever resonates for you is the best way to do things. Because it's you that's asking the universe for results, right? So the universe will give you the result you ask for. But when you're asking for it, be very detailed. Like, example, saying you're single and you want to meet a partner. Words of advice, be very detailed. I've done the wish thing without being fully informed as to how much damage, even such as a wish, can cause a person if it's rejected. Okay, I've had experiences where I've mentioned to my partner a few things, and it's so like intermingled right now that it's blown his mind. It actually for us to meet as soulmates in this lifetime, and it's not very often you have that. People say that it's like a spiritual connection that you carried along with you, and we came back to dealing with past lives, and this number kept showing up for both of us was 1153, and so I looked it up, and there was everything in our current relationship has um, past life history. Oddly enough, I'm shocked that it had turned out that way. When I met him, he was standing underneath a light like a James Dean position, and I had mentioned to a friend, I'll bring him for the walk too, let's go and hang out, and been with him ever since, 5 years later. Alright, so you want to, okay, well, Angel Moon, I'm waiting for a job response. Is it going to be a positive or negative? What do you think your intention is in that question? Do you understand, like what I'm saying about when you're asking for something? What is your highest expectation from this job response? Are you looking at it negatively, or have you been looking at it for positive? Because that's what I'm saying. When you're asking for something, you ask the universe, but you have to be very detailed. So I'll pull a card for you, and we'll get to the bottom of it. All right. So we want a card for an answer for Angel Moon in regards to the job that she is still waiting for a response on. If you could give us one card. Oh, I love my angels. Ace of Wands. You got the Ace of Wands and Ace of Cups. So the way that I read my cards is not your traditional way. The universe is going to give you an answer on that. That's why the hand is coming. For me, it's the hand coming out to offer what do I call this? I can't even talk tonight, you guys. Wow. But yeah, he gave you one of the sticks. I call them sticks. People call them wands, whatever, right? So, but that's the universe asking and sending you good positive vibrations for this employment. The white hand is my understanding of how spirit breaks through the realm to offer that guidance and intuition for you to receive good things from that job. Is this a job that you're looking forward to? Because we've got another one that I haven't had since I started reading cards. I've never ever even seen this in anybody else's card reading that is on actually YouTube. But my understanding is that your cup, that you'll receive the information in a positive note. You'll have a messenger delivering that message to you. So that could very well be me. If you look really close at the cup, I'm trying to get so you guys can see. But it has like a little mini pentacle up in the cup, and it's like it's going to overflow. That's what I see as far as the water um, being recycled and bringing you positive intentions. So always be aware of your intentions and what you're asking for. But I do see that you're going to have an enjoyable moment with this job. I do see a positive outlook, and the bird is representing flight, that you could probably take off with this job position. Um, and it's bringing you the pentacle, actually. That message is going to bring you the pentacle to make this cup overflow. So I see nothing but positive changes for you in the future. Uh, but always remember that it's not always immediate results. You always have to be patient with the universe. And that's the one thing I've had to teach people, is the patience part. But you will receive something uh, in the near future from your guides saying that you are in the right direction and heading towards something that will create pentacles and cause your cup to overflow. Okay, so good things. Always keep your positive balanced with the negative. Never go overboard with either one. Balance is a very crucial thing when you're dealing with the universe. And even if the universe doesn't want you to have it, there will be a reason why. If it was not meant to be, the universe will let you know. You have to get in touch with your guides. I'm happy to, offer you the information. So I would say probably, I'm thinking that maybe you're going to probably just, well, I don't know, it's hard. You're just kind of flatlined with this, aren't you? Is this kind of like a flatline situation that you're almost forgetting about, or are you just not feeling well with it? Do you think you would be drowning in this job? Because the water is now been given to your pentacles. Are you, I just don't underestimate my cards or my guides, but I get the messages that you're kind of reluctant on this. I'm getting like you're kind of standoffish about it. Is it really the job that you want to have, or is it going to cause you a lot to be put in place of your self-worth? I'm not sure, but that self-worth is worth it. I think so, to be appreciated and to have that pentacle come in for you is an option. It's a definite positive motion forward. And we have the Empress on the bottom of the deck right now. So there you go. So this is for the female version of you. Do you work? What kind of job is this? I'm getting something to do with environment for some reason. I'm getting an environmental feeling to this whole reading. Environmental mean like working like greenhouses or working with plants or nature kind of based environment. That's what I'm getting. I don't know. I'm just getting like it's kind of like dealing with nature and stuff. Like new growth periods for you can happen with this new job. A lot of growth. It's going to be a new direction for you, I think. But you will prosper in it. I definitely see some positive things coming out of this job. So just remember to stay within yourself, though, as the Empress, and waiting for the universe to point you in a direction, and always ask the universe. And sometimes it can be just a mantra every day, saying, I want the universe to give me a sign. Work with children. Wow. Working with children. That's crazy. Because it's like the new versions. I was getting like something with nature, that you're going to be given a lot of gifts as far as this job is going to be very, very beneficial. Like I said before, that's what I do see a positive. You're on the thin. It's like a thin line you're walking right now with the dark and the light, and you're not sure what's happening. That's where you have to learn to be balanced. And the universe will provide for you. If you ask it, you shall receive it. Is there a time frame? Oop, those ones got too many. Throw them back in. Is there a basic timeline that she should kind of focus her energy towards, or is there signs that she should find when she's doing this meditation or anything that she should request from the universe in being specific. There you go. Look at that. That was a jump card, guys. Now look at this card. There's adults and children, and everything's going to be just fine. It's going to be like a little rainbow for you. And you're going to be happy, prosperous, and enjoying it with your partner. And there's children in the picture. See? Look at that. So they're just giving you confirmation about your job and your position that you're looking at. So there you go. How do you like that one? That's what I call a good reading. Yeah, so there you go. If there's anything else you want to know, just ask me. I'll ask my guides to assist me. But I have not had that card show up. I don't think I've ever seen this card actually show up on anybody's read with all the tarot people out there recording. I haven't seen it. And I've watched recordings for years and years and years and years, and I've never seen that come up. But here's confirmation that this job is going to be the right way to go, definitely, and you're going to prosper from it for sure. There you go. That's confirmation for you, to ask your universal energies to give you advice and direct you in the right direction. Right? But I think you've made a right decision. You're going to do well with it. I see good things coming for you. Do you have any... I was going to ask you for some reason. They're asking me about special numbers. Is there a meaning behind special numbers for you? I'm not too sure why that was asked, but I just relayed the message. I don't know if there's something about numbers. Numbers. But what is it? What are the numbers referring to? Is what they're wondering, why you need to have numbers. Numbers? Members? I don't know. Unless it's somebody else that's in this channel that's watching, something about numbers. Numbers are a big thing in life. So if there's another person that needs advice or anything, that maybe that message came through for them. I'm not too sure, but there you go. Yeah. So is there anything else you wanted to know, Angel? I'll give you one more card. Yeah, I'll give you a future card here. Let's see what we can pull out for your future. Are there any signs or special meetings? I can't talk. My guys get me flumbering sometimes. Special meetings going on with someone. I don't know. There's somebody that's sitting here probably wondering about, maybe that's an accountant. Numbers, an accountant. Sure what it's about with the numbers, but somebody has, I don't know, maybe there's somebody that's going to find this video that's dealing with a number situation, which would be very interesting to see. But numbers are a key role. Like numerology, everything is with. What feeling does my ex have for me? Am I going to reconcile with my ex, or it already has another person in your life? Are you going to reconcile with your ex, or does he have already another person, is what you're asking? Are you asking that question because you would like to go back to him? Okay, all right. Let me find out. We'll see. What are the feelings that Angela Moon... I said Aaron for some reason. What the heck? That's what I mean. They trip me up and get me to say things that, I don't normally would say when I do readings, but that's how quickly I can channel. If he has, is Angel Moon's ex thinking of her? Or is he, got one. Or is he already in a new relationship? Oh, we got a few here. So we'll give you a bigger read here. Okay, so your first card up, we've got the Hermit in reverse. We've got the Hermit. Time to take care of yourself. Get self-care, for one. That's the general energy of this. Holy. Okay. So your first card is the Eight of Rods. Alright, so you're definitely having some strong feelings there, but it's in reverse. Um, we'll divide this. I think we should divide it for some reason. They're telling me to divide it into two sides. So we're going to give him that. And then yours is, you're having a good time in your life right now. I've got the Three of Cups. So this is supposed to be like a him and her situation. Um, you've been enjoying yourself, taking care of yourself and enjoying what you do have without him around. Um, but you have two close friends that have maybe given you some advice on this. Um, but be careful that they aren't doing it just because they're envious of you or the relationship that you had with that person that you're inquiring about. I don't know why I said Aaron earlier. I don't know if that has anything to help. Okay, so now we've got, oh, there you go. This card always represents to me of somebody wanting to be there but not fully wanting to be in a committed relationship. The girl there has like a double, like two-face. Um, one minute she's content, the next minute she's shy. You know, just mood altering. Getting the information from your ex has been very altering for you. I think that he had good intentions at the time, but it could very well have meant that he had somebody else at the same time. There could be two female bodies involved in this, a third party situation type thing with you prior to his relationship now. Um, he has a lot to give, but he's being very selective on who he gives it to now. Um, Almost like he's gun shy or something, but he has made a step forward into releasing some of that for the purpose of having a better relationship or an intimate relationship with someone. Um, as far as the two faces that I see with the woman standing in front of him, is she's kind of drawn away from him. She's drawing to more away than she is facing him. Uh, so if you're maybe possibly blocking an interaction with him, I don't think that at this time is a good idea, seeing as he has a lot of gifts to be giving out. It seems to me he's like almost like sowing his seeds type thing. So I don't sugarcoat nothing. This is what I'm getting intuitively, and to just be careful of who you give your time to. Be very careful that they aren't there just to swoon you, make use of you. Really think it out first. Um, but when you do actually find someone that you're completely facing, that you'll find some peace, and that the all of the end all doesn't always have to be that you have to go back to an ex. This could be a new person coming into your life that can offer you a better situation than what you had. That's what I feel personally, is that this person that's coming in with so many gifts as well could be a more positive note for you. Um, and then when you think about the ex, maybe that's why she's turned away, is because she's not happy with that situation, or you weren't happy in the situation. So this could mean that new life for you is coming through, and somebody that's going to show you, you know, and make you want to be shy against them. Maybe you're going to be overwhelmed with the positive energy that this person may have. I don't feel that you've met him yet. I think you're still kind of wandering in the past. You need to come into the present time. That's just some words of advice. But that's what I feel, that there is opportunities opening up for you in regards to your love life. So I wouldn't hold yourself to one person only, because there could be numerous ones out there that are very worthwhile of having your time and your commitment. That would be honored to have that, and show you and let you know that you are a queen yourself. All right. Okay, so that was that one. Okay, so now and then we've got Two of Pentacles in reverse. You're going back in circles and circles and circles and circles and circles, and the same thing over and over and over again. But you only have two, and you're not balanced. So this has been inverted. He's not balancing his pentacles very easily. You'd think that they would have a little more balance. So maybe that's just a sign from the energy saying that you need to get yourself more balanced before you take on the next situation. So balance is a key thing. And you're kind of like upside down all over the place with this whole relationship. So I think it's time just to be worried about yourself. Balance yourself first before getting into another relationship. You'll know when it's right, you know, but if you're still having some untaken care of, untaken feelings, or I can't even talk. If you're not taking care of your own personal feelings and your personal worth, then you're not going to find that balance that you require. So try, writing a love letter to yourself and saying, okay, you're worth it. I'm going to wait. As far as X is my theory, I don't go back to X's. That's why they stay in the past. That's just from my personal experience. I really don't want to have to go back to an ex, because if I wanted to be with that person, it never would have broken up in the first place. So just some friendly words of advice on that one. Your next card is another inverted card. Ollie. So we've got an inverted knight in shining armor. That could be the person that's coming towards you, expressing, their feelings to you, and you're not even hearing them, or you haven't even took the time to listen to it. Maybe they're telling you, and you're missing the clues. Um, so that's what I'm looking at with this Knight of Wands. He's kind of inverted, going and the horse's head is down, like it's almost like it's stopping mode, like pulling back on the reins, like, whoa, easy boy, easy. You don't want to go running off all half cocked and everything. Is basically what I see there. So be very careful, watch where you go, and be very mindful of the people you interact with, and ease up on the reins a little, because the horse will end up bucking you off if you don't take the time to slow the horse down first. All right. Okay, so we've got the page. We've got a page here that says, hey, we're ready to play big, right? We're ready to go with this. We're ready to move forward. Um, a little bit reluctant to, I guess, at first, which a lot of relationships can be like that. You might have a little bit of reluctance or uneasiness, but don't let your sword go. All right. Keep your strength, keep your dignity, your faith, your beliefs, everything strong and ready for battle. If you needed to go into battle spiritually, you'll be prepared, right? But the person you're maybe thinking of, or somebody else that's going to come into your life, is maybe reluctant right now, but don't let that stop you. You're a limitless person. There's not just one fish for 7.8 billion people. There's how many fish in the sea, right? So always think twice. uh, don't be standoffish, but don't give in right away. Don't be attaching to the relationship in very fast, but take your time and feel it out. Make sure it's the right one, so you don't have to traumatically go through another breakup. All right. Then we have, there you go, there's you. The one with all the swords is just blinding yourself, right? You're hiding within your castle. You're not allowing yourself to break free um, from the binds of a relationship that you still care about. So you walked into it blindfolded. Don't do it. Don't walk blindfolded into the next one. Um, you know, because it's constricted you. It really has made restrictions on you, as far as you being able to move freely within your own personal being. Right? That's what I see with that card. So there you go. So you don't have to remain like this forever. It is a time that you can use to heal, to be in a more positive, healthier state of mind and being when you do meet someone that is worthwhile, of your worth. Um, so never give up. So just take off the blindfolds and ask yourself honestly, is this a position that you want to remain in, or is this a position that you want to break free of? All right. So that's your choice. You have options. Just say whatever you need to say. Um, don't be scared to say them. You know, you're binded by whatever is holding you back from experiencing a new relationship. Um, doesn't have to restrict you anymore. All right, so you can cut the ties to this, and move on from this if that's something that you want to do, or you can stay restricted. That's just what my guys are saying. Restriction isn't fun. No, it's not. I wouldn't recommend anybody to stay restricted in a relationship. If it's causing you too much, where it's really tight and everything else in the relationship and nothing moves, then maybe it's time to rethink your position in your relationship, that you don't want to spend the time being tied up or tied down, or even tied up or restriction, right? And you're probably not a restricted person, and you're having a hard time with being unrestricted now because you're so used to being restricted. So that was just for that one. Next one is we've got Temperance in the reverse. Temperance is not happy. We do not like to see Temperance in reverse. But she is going to step back from this and allow you to figure this out. But she's there if you need her. Temperance always pushes the button really hard. She's not willing to push any more buttons. She's going to allow you to have the time to heal. That's kind of a good thing with the way your reading's going, that you should really focus on yourself first. All right. Oh. And here we have Mr. Gentleman. I don't even know what to call this guy. What is it? The Ace of Cups? I guess you would. No, I don't know. Oh, Four of Cups. Sorry, I didn't see the other one. I covered my finger. So there's a person being offered information, or offering you. It's going to be an offering of a cup to someone, meaning that prosperity and good things are coming. And it's actually going to be coming in from the spirit realm, and energies are going to be blessing you with a new positive outlook. You're on top of a little hill looking down, so you have to remove yourself from a situation, see it clearly from above, and make sure that these Four Cups don't end up getting lost in the mix, because you do have the Four Cups. You have not had any. Well, you went from a 3 to a 4 cup, because we got the 3 cups earlier in your reading. So now this is going to help you, push you forward into a more prosperous 4 cup reading. Means you're going to have a lot more gifts given to you, spiritually, physically. So don't close your eyes before the magic has happened for you, because it's there. It's willing to be manifested by you, and you can manifest it with good intentions. All right, so this could be your masculine side saying that you might have enough to be able to take care of yourself. But is it really the happiness that you've been seeking? To take care of yourself financially is fine. But if it's based on greed, has it really made you all that happy to put money over love? I don't know why they said that, but money doesn't come before love. You have to love yourself and be happy before you accept the gifts that the spirit world is going to give you. All right? And there we have the Judgment card. So only your judgment is going to actually help you through this. I can assist you and guide you, but your final judgment for that experience that you're asking about is something that you have to seriously think about and work on. If it's really something that you want to reconcile, then so be. It's totally up to you. Your cards are recommending that you should move past this, heal yourself, and then worry about a relationship. All right, because if this is taking all your energy, the judgment is basically to say, listen, you need to step back, relax, and enjoy your life right now. All right, it's not always about being in relationships. We all have like different relationships that we can be involved in, right? We can be involved with family, friends, other beings that might have something to offer that's better than what you're going through right now. All right. So don't think of it as a bad thing. A judgment card is only that use your best judgment as well when you're trying to enter into a new relationship, or getting involved with people on a more personal level is very hard for you, I think. I don't know why I'm getting that feeling. But only your judgment is the true judgment. Okay, nobody else can judge you on anything that you choose to do or anything that may come into your life. It's up to you to whether you accept it or not. But don't feel that you have to be pressured. But you're going to receive the good news in regards to that. So unless it is something negative that they want to show you, I don't see any negativity in this reading at all. I think there's just been some stumbling blocks for you in regards of getting through the situation right now. So, excuse me. So always just use, fair judgment when you're trying to invoke good things for you. Always use them with positive intentions and ask the universe to deliver. And the universe will never leave you without. I'm living proof of that. So that's all your cards you get. You got the judgment. So now Temperance is gonna leave this judgment up to you. All right. So this has to be you healing, finding the truth, getting what you want, listening to what they're offering you, because they do have lots to offer, whether it be guidance or intellectual or through dreams. You can get them in dream form. You can get them in daydreaming form. You can actually just pops right into your head and goes, whoa, I should do this. But really think it out. Use your judgment, your best call. All right? There you go. That was for Miss Angel Moon. I hope that helped. I don't know if the information resonated for you. It would be great to hear a comment on my channel. That would be awesome to see. That would be great. I'm very happy. Happy with the results of that one, that's for sure. It really will help you, right? And that's what it's supposed to do. It's supposed to guide you. And sometimes you'll get information that's not positive. Let it be let it be understood that for me, I look at my positive and my negatives in a different light than the average person. My negatives um, are my burdens, right? They burden me. Whereas when I don't have any burdens, I'm actually on a balanced level. But when you're dealing with your own personal spirit and your own energy levels, um, I've learned basically in myself. Even if you light an incense stick, sit back, put on some meditation music. Even they have like 5 minute ones, guided ones, whichever, and just zone out. Do you realize how much it's like having a cat nap? Really, you'll zone out for a few minutes. You might even have a vision happen. I've gone where I've done astral projection and actually I had visions within my own home. Uh, about things. I've had taken pictures, and I live in a house. I live in a basement suite of a house. It's close to an Indian burial ground, and my go-to lady that works out of the UK told me to do the history on my house. I'm still working on that, but the thing is, coming across um, a couple things in learning about the history of this house is that we live actually on an old Indian burial ground, and so I think that's why I get stuck with so many because I'm a shaman in the area, and I get a lot of the traumatic ones. It doesn't bother me any, like I don't fear any of it. I actually welcome it and assist it. So I had a dream that I was going to be called a witch or whatever, chasing with a bunch of people chasing me down like the purge, chasing me down a street. I came to my house and I ended up trying to fight somebody on the spiritual realm where he would just spark away and regenerate. So I learned at an early stage of my spiritual awakening not to force anything within the spirit realm, because if it gets forced, it's going to come back to you, and you'll probably end up either getting something that you didn't want out of it to come through because they're rushing, and how people, if you don't do a good job, you rush it, you never end up with the quality result that you wanted, right? So always use good intentions, clear your mind, erase your chalkboard, let that energy go um, of your ex. If he does come back and it has interaction with you, that's where your judgment has to come in and say, is this a situation that you really want to be in? And start reviewing it. Do a life review on that relationship that you had, because you wouldn't be exes right now if there wasn't a situation that needed to be fixed. If it's a fixable situation that you guys can agree on, then by all means do that. If he's not physically abusing you, or you haven't experienced any physical assault or anything like that that's been maybe forgotten, because we do, when we're away from a person that we do care about, we forget about sometimes the green, almost like a green gremlin popping up and stepping his nose back into the situation again. You see what I'm saying? Like that, the whole um, level of energy needs to be from a point of pure, um, positive. Um, you don't have to be 100% qualified to make a wish, if that makes sense. I don't know why I said that. I was just kind of daydreaming there. Uh, but to dream and make requests to the universe, always use it with the best intentions. Um, always pay respects to your angels and your guardians. Like, I'm blessed that I have mine today. And some of them, I can tell you that some of them can be demonic. I don't fear them. They don't have a chance to even manifest. Um, but they do, and they have manifested in pictures I've taken while sitting alone. Um, I do believe that there is evil, but I believe that the evil that people are experiencing are the ones that they've brought into this realm. They've opened up portals for things to open up and let spirits come through. I've had, I freak sometimes because I get the shadows popping out of my floorboards and actually taller than the fridge, and they're dark shadows, but they show up as like a black smoke, like a haze, and then they vanish. They know that they don't have any power within my home. I bless my home regularly. When I'm starting to feel a little off, I'll start at my doorway. I'll take my incense or my smudging material, stand at the doorway, light it, and then I'll go around my house, sealing up the windows. So you go in a circle around the windows, and then you go around the outside wall of every room. Like, you go into your bedroom, you go in on the right side, you come out on the left side, right? And you bless the whole room, the circumference of the whole house that you live in. with good intentions. You ask your guides and spirits. I always go outside to invite them so that they can walk with me in my house. And any people that are having a hard time, I always request that they get to be able to be here and reside here until they get, kind of used to being a spirit. And I talk to them like they're just normal people. Like I can say to them, okay, well, what is going on now? And it'll be like a weird song will pop on there. Or they manage to manipulate a lot of things in my house, and I don't fear it. I don't actually enjoy it, hanging out with them. Honest to God, like that is honest to God truth. I've taken pictures where I took in a picture in my mirror one day, and it got sent. I posted it to a group, one of my fellow psychic groups that I deal with, and I said, "Do you guys see anything in this picture? Because this is freaking me out." And they went and looked at it and said, "What the fuck is all the evil in that fucking mirror?" I went, "That's what I was thinking." I'm thinking, "What the hell?" So I actually had to take the mirror down off my dresser, and I was like, I actually ended up smashing the other one. I ended up putting a rock through the other mirror because it got me so uptight and so stressed. It freaked the shit out of me. So I ended up throwing one of my salt rock lamps at a mirror. I don't feel the energy is here. I don't feel that it came through anywhere because I think I closed that portal real good by smashing that mirror. They do say that mirrors are portals, especially if you have a broken or chipped mirror in your house. Get rid of it. Um, just words of advice. I've had mirrors come into my house, and a lady told me that if you're going to have a mirror, always face it towards the door. Make sure there's no chips or cracks in it because it does. It's not as strength. It's the strength of it is a lot weaker, right? Um, I don't believe in breaking a mirror. You'll have 7 years bad luck. I think that's what you manifest. If you believe it, you'll manifest the 7 years bad luck. Manifesting is a very big thing that you need to really be aware of. For me, manifesting is so easy. I can do it at the drop of a dime to make a request to the universe, and usually the universe will deliver within like a 24, 48-hour period. I did a request for a friend of mine, a client of mine, what was it, a week and a half ago, and he wanted to get back with his ex. Uh, I said, well, I'll create a communication line tagged like a tethering, almost through spirit, for him and allow him to send out positive intentions to her. And if she's receiving them, that she would call him. I got a phone call 5 days later to say that she had called. So I showed him how to do that. And I was actually just blown away that it worked out so well for them because I did their Vedic astrology charts and they're very compatible. They have like different ideas of the way things are, but they can complement each other. So if you want a chart done or anything, I can do a chart for you as well. Very similar to basically just doing a life, kind of a life, um, what do you call a life plan, life guider. I don't know what you would call it, but it's just your astrological chart to give you kind of an understanding of yourself. So if you want one, feel free to email me. My email should be in the comments below, but I'll put it into the chat as well, so that people can still email me, and then you can take it from there. So I do have, I will be doing longer readings for people if they need them. I try to keep this down to basically a couple of minutes. As there's only a few of you here tonight, so that's okay. So you can email. It's my email address is shamanemme333 at gmail.com. So I don't know if it showed up in my. Yeah, it is. It's in the link. It is in the details below. And oh yeah, forgot to tell you that we had a false alarm last week about baby kittens, and we ended up having 3 little babes on the 27th of September in the evening. And she's doing well. She's an excellent mom. She never leaves her side. But I'll see if I can go steal one, and see if I can go and take one of the babes out and bring them here and just show you guys the little babe. They're just amazing little guys. I just love it, right? Yes, thank you. Thanks for posting, Angel Moon. I appreciate it. I should make you a mod. I don't have any moderators yet. I'm not big enough. I'm not old enough yet to have any of those. I like to be, kind of under the radar. I'm kidding. Yeah, but yeah, Shaman Emmy, send me an email there if you have questions or would like to ask questions that I can answer on a future show. That would be great. accepting donations to keep the lives together for everyone and to be able to keep this channel growing. Um, and so yeah, so it's fun. I can get pretty wacky sometimes. You just have to have some kind of a thick humor sometimes when you're dealing with spirit. There's a video, like I mentioned yesterday, was done on, I did placed up on my YouTube channel, and it was about a spirit box that the guy had, that I had turned on in my phone. And I use spirit boxes quite regularly, so it's not a big deal for me. Uh, to get them to work properly is a lot of people are very reluctant in it. I do have one that is very effective. I've communicated with people from uh, through a friend of mine. Her daughter passed away, and I ended up receiving her energy that evening. She was actually hung to death. I received her energy through my spirit box, and I do have two spirit guides that, like guardians of my house. It's a male and a female. They're very nice, very gentle speaking. I did a video with me and my spirit guides, and it's on my Facebook channel, on my Facebook, um, under Karen L. Johnson, and it has what the entity was experiencing, um, the soul person, and I get the ones that have had. Ones that don't have any closure in their spiritual realm to be able to transition on to the higher realms, which I do assist in. I do allow them to remain here to kind of get their bearings and everything, and they're never asked to leave. They leave at their own due time. When they're ready to go over, their angels are very happy to assist in that. Um, I have had bad energies walk in through the box and try to be very maleficent, or uh, very hard to dissipate. But with all the spirit guides that I do have and I channel with, they always are there to assist to remove that residual energy from the house, because they can reside here, but they can't cause harm. They can't do anything uh, while they're inside my home. And that's because I do my blessings with the intention that no harm will come to anybody in my house, nor will any harm be available, any harm happening to anybody. I have had experiences where I've had fingerprints on my arms. I've had experiences of people lying on my bed in my blanket, getting that feeling of somebody sitting at your feet of the bed or something. I get those. I don't fear it. I just, okay, I see her there. Welcome to my home. You know the rules. No games. No bullshit. Don't be causing any harm here. It's very simple. I keep my energy levels up for that, so that when I do my communications, it doesn't throw me out of whack for a month or two at a time. That was the biggest learning curve that I had. I didn't realize that at first, but I never physically um, go and do a protection spell or anything for myself. I'm kind of like walking the thin line of good versus evil, and I'm walking in the middle line to try to be a better use of my time with them. Um, I do enjoy them. I even bizarrely enough have gone and had demonic energies want to right the wrong after they've come through the screaming hellhole, that basically will reside here, and they know the rules, but when there's something that needs to be dealt with to get them back on the right track, I will allow them to leave to go and do good things to right their wrong. And then they end up usually coming in, and you can feel the vibration has changed. But when there is dark energy around me, I absolutely will not even deal with it. If it's going to come as an attack, I will shoot it back right to the person that has caused that attack to me, and I won't allow it to happen. Uh, I will not allow myself to get into a high state of anguish or stress, for the simple fact that that's feeding the dark energy. And I will not feed dark energy unless it's for good intentions. That's the only way that they'll get fed, is with good intentions, and either they stick around or they find somewhere else to reside, but they don't get to reside within my home. So it's interesting. Hi, Nicolina. I don't know how to Renat or Nicolina. I'm not sure how to say your last name, darling. Sorry. So yeah, so that's basically me in a nutshell, and everything that I can do for most parts. Energy healing, remote viewing. I've done that before. I have to definitely be on peyote for that to get to the highest altered state that I possibly can. When I do, what does my crushed Taurus like on me? What kind of feelings he has for me? Oh, we're gonna do more love. Okay. Well, you know what? I'm gonna go get a red candle, as it seems everybody wants to do. Um, wants to have questions about love. And when I burn red candles, it's basically to pull out the love energy from the universe. So I'm going to light you a red candle and we'll pull a card. If you're lucky, like, what's her name was? Angel Moon. She ended up getting like 9 cards, from her reading. So who knows what this one will bring for you. Okay, so we're going to move the little candle over here. We're going to put it right on the shelf with the other one. Yeah. Alright, so you want to know what your Taurus likes on you. Okay, so what do you like on him? No. All right. So we're going to see what we have here. There's no cutties. You're Sagittarius. I haven't done any actual general readings for anybody lately. I haven't been up to it for the last 2 weeks. I'm just getting actually over a cold that I had acquired. Okay. So we'd like to know what Nicolina needs some information in regards to the Taurus crush that she has. Oh, one card jumping. And 2 cards. We'll do 2 cards for her. If we had 1 jump card, if we can get another jump card, that would be great. Oops, that one slipped. That one was a slipper. Yeah. There we go. You got 3 cards. There you go, bonus. All right. So your first card was the 8 of Cups. You're going... Wow. Are you adventurous at all, Nicolina? Are you like an adventurous spirit? We got the 8 of Cups, the Sun card in reverse, and the Devil card coming to ends. Sure, Fiona, I'm just going to do this one, okay? Because I see a lot of adventure kind of things going on for you. But you have to be careful with the stepping stones. Right? Your stepping stones are like very spread out. So just make sure that you're ready for that trek. Meaning in like the adventurous part, there's nothing stopping you from having, a lot of things work out for you. You have the sun, and there's actually a half crest or a quarter crest moon here that's behind what looks like to me as a sun, but it's still very dark. Like you still are caught in, maybe a dark stage of your life right now, or confusion, kind of murky, like a murky situation, which could very be the relationship that you're facing right now. The one thing I wanted to know is does he have horses? Because I see animals around him. But the path that you went down before, it is not recommended to take that path again, for the simple fact that it's really overgrown with memories. So you're trying to find a different pathway to reach the other side of the mountain. So you need to focus on yourself to get yourself through this kind of murky waters kind of situation that you're in. It's very, well, how, not really murky, but I'm trying to find that word. They aren't helping me right now. Like a murky, but not like a deep blue, but it's not like water blue. Okay, so are you adventuring to meet up with him at all? Because this could just be your spiritual mountain that you're trying to overcome right now, right? That you're trying to maneuver through the darkness right now to find the actual sun and moon together. Um, is he does he have the sun in his horoscope, Vedic horoscope, or does he have the moon part resonating in his horoscope, or is astrology? Because I have the sun and the moon together as one, right? So that's what I'm wondering, is that path that you went down before is probably not the best path to venture onto. Whatever that means to you, I don't know how that would resonate, but you're coming off a path that was very hard to maneuver in because it's had a lot of overgrowth and a lot of clearing to do. But your path that you're headed towards is very clear. I see very good things coming from the clarity. Your stepping stones are going to illuminate for you, and you're going to know exactly where you need to step on your next journey, or next beginning, because we did end up with a devil card, which is the end of something. So that's just confirming your journey is going into a more positive lit, with more light and more positivity that you're going to be traveling on. Um, I would say he's like a free spirit as you are, as far as the partner that you have, or willing to have, wanting to have. I see him as a very young man. I would say probably in his mid 20s. Yes, he does. He's waiting for whatever. There's supposed to be an ending to something, um, for him. He's not ready to see the glorious state that he can have, being like when you feel the warmth of the sun. Yeah, so I would say that he's kind of upside down on the thing. He's not too sure as to where, if he should go. Well, I always laugh at the sun card because it reminds me of a little baby that's riding back of the horse bareback. I don't know. Um, but yeah, I do see a positive. But I do see him kind of like meh, like a bored face look, like he's really not happy where he is in his life. So maybe that journey together is going to be illuminating for both of you. The Sun card, I see the Sun card as a different one. I don't see it as the traditional one, but the strength of a horse has a lot of nobility to it. Um, he's a very, comes to me across as like he's a very honorable person, very respectful, um, but likes to have fun. So yeah, so I see that there's some growth in areas that you both need to probably grow in, and learn to get back into more your childlike state of mind, and for that to all switch around for you. I think is for you to remember how it was when you used to be even more free spirited, not so restricted. Uh, Restrictions don't work well for either one of you. Um, as far as the upside down chaos that can come, it's coming to an end. Um, I don't feel that the energy around you is going to remain the way it is for whatever reason that you're feeling like you're chained. You're both chained, and it's confusing the both of you because you have somebody that's standing above you in the relationship. I think maybe a higher superior person or a superior in spirit is watching down and making sure that you guys go through whatever you have to first before you can be united. There's a lot of darkness around both of you, but it's not a bad darkness. I'm not getting a feel for the darkness, like a negative darkness. I think it's more or less you're going to be coming into more out of the dark into the light with this relationship. I'd be very cautious about his intentions. They might be, how would you say, they might not come to life the way that the average situation would. You know what I mean? Like there's gonna be a lot of heated arguments going on from this, you know, from his side. There's gonna be a lot of heat as far as he's concerned, like from pressures from somebody else that's higher, like his parents, or is just like, you know, like a superior person, like an authoritative person is standing above that thinks that they're gonna have their hand on control of this relationship when you guys are already working towards that. But there's a lot of insecurities, I think, between the both of you. Like you don't like being constricted at all, but you'll put up with the constriction for the time being. I don't know why that is. I don't see a near time frame. I'm gonna get a clarifying card for this because that Devil card's not giving me a whole lot. He's, you know, the opposite of the sun. He's the darkness. How does he see me physically? I think he's very impressed by you physically. You know, that's going to be a good thing. Oh, he's mischievous, I'll tell you that much. How he sees you, he sees you as being fragile. Like, he's willing to basically become an acrobat to receive your love. And the lights are on. Nobody's home quite yet because he's still got his head up in the clouds. But I do see that things will move into a crossroads with both of you that's going to work out for you in the end. He thinks of you as a very mysterious type person, but attracted to you because he has his face. He's facing towards you, so it's not facing away. So I do feel that he actually does see you as a physical person, has a physical connection with you, I should say, that you could have a great relationship, provided that, you know, it's not just only physical, but it's spiritual, right? There's a lot of it behind that. I feel like something is forcing him to move forward. I believe it's the ending for him into a certain cycle that maybe he possibly is in. Because I do see like the devil kind of lighting the fire underneath his ass, like let's get moving. Like the end is done. We have to move forward now. So the fire is basically under his butt, going, hey, listen here, it's time to get moving. No more dollying around, no doodle dollying and all that, right? Almost like he's giving him like a kick in the pants to like get him moving on a spiritual level for him to be connected with you. So maybe that's the end of different views that you guys had maybe before before you actually met each other. But there is a sense of slowness on his part. So whatever that means, I'm not too sure. And yeah, he's facing towards you in this card. That's the way I look at it. This card here is showing him he's looking towards you and he's attracted. He's being reserved with his hand on his hip, and you see the fire, the light that's underneath his butt there, the devil's giving him to get moving forward, right? So, yeah. So, he finds you physically attractive. Like, you know, it's like you like to be shown, you like to be show off, you like to be shown. Like, you want to be arm candy kind of thing. You want to be acknowledged. You want to have everything possible that could possibly happen together. Although there's a little bit of magic going on behind there with his hands. He's kind of waiting to see which one he's going to pull out and deal with first. So he could be feeling that he's in kind of a stuck situation right now. I don't know his results of what he's going through right now, but I do see positive outcome coming from this. Um, if this was the other way, I would say if it was the opposite direction, that he's trying to do a dance, right? He's going to dance around the whole situation. But in this form, I don't think you have much of a choice because you let go and you fall on your head. So I don't think that it's a negative card. But if it was like this, I would tend to say that he's going to do a magical dance and try to interlude you, and you know, like a Highland Scottish dancer type thing, and try to be a distraction. But this way, I don't think he is being distracted. He's focusing on his position right now.
and trying to make it work in a more positive way. So maybe he's trying to do some of that magic in his own life right now to make himself more prosperous and more reliable. So that's a good thing. Um, but yeah, he's doing his magic in his life, or there's magic happening for him to make this connection possible. I see that a very good card um, for you. Okay, so physically, you mean like as a physical being, or are you talking like, does he even know that you exist? I would say yes, he knows you exist, and yes, he is happy with the result. Um, he's focusing on his situation, whatever it may be. I'll pull one more card here. I'll cut for this card. And there's the Page of Swords. He's being standoffish. He's not quite ready to go into a relationship right now. He's kind of gun shy. I had this card show up for the other girl in front, and it's more or less telling you that you can make it work. Be reserved. Don't go rushing into it too fast. Think your moves first. Um, so either that's you on top of the mountain, that you finally have made it to the top and are ready for battle, in regards to anything that anybody's going to throw towards you. Take your sword and cut it in half. Just make the negative energy, or whoever is wanting to look over you, um, let them know you can stand on your own 2 feet. You're strong, you're reserved, and you'll be able to cope. I don't know what your past relationship was like. I get a feeling that it wasn't very good. That you're kind of having to do quite a bit of healing from that relationship. It wasn't as best as you could ever see. Um, it's caused you to kind of close your eyes to a lot of aspects in life, but don't close your eyes. Always keep your eyes open. Ask your guides for help. They're all around you, and this is like basically you're done with the war type thing. Like you've had enough. The smoke in the back is like that fire that you're putting out with the water. The murky waters are now clearing up, and so are the fires and the heat from your experience that you've gone through in this lifetime. Um, you know, the signs will end up showing themselves. You may find a sign while you're out in nature. I see birds in there. But I also see that it could be more favorable to be able to be above the situation, to be looking down at everything that you have an option to deal with. Um, but you're not going to take any bullshit. You're ready to strike if there's bullshit to be had. You're not standing your ground in the sense of standing in your power, but you're standing in a defensive mode, right? Don't be defensive. Put your sword down, let it relax. You just climbed that mountain up here on that illuminated path to get to your hangman. This gentleman here that's doing acrobatics, like a peacock, dances in front of his girls for, a ceremony, right? And fans out his feathers and he's just strutting along. I think that's what he's doing right now, and he's just kind of feeling the water with confidence. I do feel that he has a lot more confidence possibly showing up in his reading. Um, and then you have the death cards. So the ending that you guys are all both going through, your cycles are ending out. I do feel that the humbleness that you've learned through this journey so far in your lifetime doesn't have to go um, away in a dark manner. You can actually acknowledge it, deal with it, let it go, unpack your suitcase, of life suitcase, so you can let in more positive experiences to happen for you. The horse is white. It's always, black and white. It's very easy to be able to make a gray zone, a safe zone between the two, so you're not feeling like you're having to fight either a white horse or a black horse, or the white knight against the black knight. It doesn't mean you have to battle anymore with your interpersonal issues that may be arising, that may be coming to the surface for you at this time. It doesn't have to be a battle of your life, right? This doesn't represent death of life. Shows me that there's children and everything in the background too, again, and how the humbleness is being offered um, by an elder person. And there's two little children there in that card as well. So that death, and maybe this is your new journey down your new profession working with children. That could be, you know, it's very black and white, very simple. It's not hard to figure out. Um, so yeah, so I think the white outshines the dark. So I think the positive note that you're going towards the lighter side of things, a little bit less stressful for you. You won't feel like you're battling all the time, until you feel like you're almost drained out of every piece of energy you've ever had. You can actually start manifesting in a positive way to have that energy reciprocated and restored to you. Um, and remember, you're going to need that energy when you're dealing with your children that you're going to be taken care of. So I wish you all the best with that. I think that's a good outcome for your card, a positive outcome. Uh, you will find that it won't be such a battlefield going through this last or next cycle. It'll be more positive for you. So white won over the dark. So always keep your mind bright, light, and stress free. Meditation, work on that. We're communicating with your spirit guides because they will show you signs and symbols and synchronicities, as people like to call them. I call them just telltale meditation visions that do enlighten. If you have a dream in regards to the reading that I've given you, feel free to email me, ask me a question. I'll be able to possibly give you an answer. I do consult my cards a bit on when I do answer those questions, just so that the spirit guides that have been able to journey past the physical realm and into a like actually coming down to actually visually come and see you. They don't hurt you. They won't, like, remote viewing is not like um, what you think as. I don't go and remote view anybody's personal life. I'll send my oracles and I'll send my little workers to go and find out if things are going to be okay, and then they report back to me. So I really honestly don't think that you're going to have any problems in this next cycle. I see that it's going to be very positive for you. And just remember that you can always have choices. That doesn't have to be a battle to get what you want. All right? When should I expect him to admit mutual feelings? All right. The time frame for her Taurus crush. How long do you expect this to continue waiting? Is she going to continue waiting for the next while, or is she going to see results sooner than ever? Well, I almost had a jumper there. All right. So we want a time frame. Oh, this one's going to be a fast read here. Okay, so you got soon. You went from, like, how many pentacles? That one that we had in the cup. No, that was the other one. You're sitting with your 10 pentacles. So it'll be soon. I'm getting the feeling it'll be soon because like they say, you do count up from one pentacle to the last pentacle. So I do see it happening in the very near future. Yeah, here he comes. There you go. That's the second card. He's the knight on the horse, and he's got one pentacle to offer you. And you've already got your 10, so he'll make an offer to you. Let him offer you the pentacle. Don't go chasing him for the pentacle, because he will come through, and he will be able to offer you a pentacle and start on this new journey together. That is really, really positive. I'm really happy you got that card right after you got the 10 of Pentacle card. So I wish good things for that one. So the Knight of Cups. So that could be a past lover that doesn't expect, that wants to still remain in your life, like a male figure. He came with a cup. Even though you can hold more in a cup, is it really worth the stress and the gray zone that you'd have to continually be living in with this other person that has intentions of declaring their intentions towards you, but they don't have anything in their cup? It's inverted. There's nothing in the cup, because anything that's in the cup would have fell out. So he's coming with a false intention. Whatever this other person is, or male or female, could be making an offer to you that is empty. Don't take any empty offers, because empty offers do not help you in your situation or your journey. So if he wants to be upside down and fill his cup all over the place, then let him. All right? Don't take the gift of the empty cup, because then you're going to be spending the time filling it, and he'll just stand there with an empty cup the whole time. So that's just maybe one of the personalities that maybe it might come through in the next little while for you as well. Probably close to the same as the one that is offering you your pentacle, right? So The cup is definitely in the reverse, so when you have an empty cup, usually it's an empty promise or an empty offer or empty something. All right. And then we have the universal energy coming to you with a bird to take that cup. See, there's that one cup, and he's using the universe to get that pentacle to stay in there, right? But it's not working. Okay, so he's trying to fill his cup, and it's just confirmation that his cup is not going to overflow because water doesn't run uphill, right? So he's hoping for blessings from the universe to be able to deliver that, and he's asking in the wrong way. The intention there is not pure enough to be able to ask the universe for an actual action from them, right? So now we have an inverted Ten of Swords, or is it the 9? 10, Ten of Swords. Um, Swords are for battles. You no longer have to stay up at night worrying about anything. Stop worrying. The swords are there for protection, and you can actually take each sword out of its position on the wall and use it. So you're back up to 10 swords. Your energy levels will resume back to where you're used to having them. If you're feeling that you've been under the weather or anything, or suffering from any ailments, that you will be able to become strong again from the rest. But just remember, you need to rest at night or during the day, but you need to get the rest so that those 10 of swords can be used effectively on your next journey. And there's the Hermit card again, saying that you need to just focus on yourself right now, but your offers are going to come in when you're ready for them, right? The universe will not give you anything that you can't handle. The universe will not also deliver things at a wrong timing. There's always a divine intervention timing, and you can request it to speed it up. You can ask the universe and say, listen, I would like to have blah 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 blah, and if you could deliver that to me within a reasonable time frame, that would be great. And always be respectful of them. They don't work like miracle workers in one shot. It takes time for the universe to be able to answer the call. It's not always an immediate. Meditation might also be able to be a benefit to you to find out your answers sooner, like the deep sleep meditations. Pay attention to your dreams. Pay attention to your surroundings and people that you have in your current lifestyle, or current life, that may be a partner, sister, brothers, your family, and just keep to yourself and just build up your energy levels, because you are an active person. You enjoy the activities of being out, right? So now this is not something that you're used to being having to do, but sometimes it's best just to wait and see what comes, right? So it doesn't hurt to be a hermit. Spiritually, you just you kind of go within yourself to find the answers as well, to help benefit your situation. But the universe is there for guidance, and so am I. So that's what I have for you today. All right. So, but yeah, I do see him doing them in the near future. Those feelings will be given to you. There will be signs that it's going to possibly be a good connection. But you have to take it one step at a time. Like, use your stepping stones and your knowledge to achieve that. And I'm going to have some water here. I need a sip. So yeah. So if there's anything else that you want to ask, I'm grateful for being able to offer you guys that information. It's a great feeling to know. I'm not a traditional card reader. I don't follow. I'm a non-traditional native. Like, my traditions are different than what tarot card readers do. We deal with the actual messages that are received, and sometimes it's not sugar-coated. Like, I don't sugarcoat my messages. I don't have to, right? So is there any jealousy involved when it comes to two girls? If so, what are they jealous of? Is there jealousy involved when it comes to girls? If so, what are they jealous of? Is there any jealousy involved when it comes to girls? Well, of course there is. You're always in a competition. Everything you do is competition. Oh, no audio. No, it should be giving you auto. It's showing on my thing. Oh, you can't hear no audio? Yeah. No, I think it stalled. Can you hear me now? No audio. Oh, maybe it glitched for a minute. Yeah, it's glitchy. As far as jealousy, jealousy is a very it's not a very good energy to have. Um, Yay! Okay, thanks, Fiona. Um, as far as jealousy, jealousy is an envious thing, and there's a lot of people out there that envies what they don't have. Okay, there's audio. Okay, thanks, Fiona. Thanks for letting me know. That helps. Um, Jealousy is something. Um, I always think of that as being like the Jezebel spirit. If you guys know what a Jezebel spirit is, the ones that are very stubborn and cause a lot of problems. Um, that's where that I believe is to be rooting from. Jealousy involved shouldn't be jealousy if you're having a good communication between. If there's, from my personal experiences, jealousy is either because of looks, money, or position. Right? Everybody wants to have their utmost desires and everything that they feel they're owed. And I don't feel that people that want to work at from a jealous position have all the knowledge that they need, um, the knowledge that they need to require to be um, non-jealous. There's jealousy in all kinds of relations, like brothers and sisters. You can have jealousy. One's getting treated differently than the other. You know, if this is well, if this has to do with a three-way party relationship, I think that relationship should not even be a question as to whether you should stick around or not. Um, you know, the jealousy, is that in relation to family, or is that in relation to your personal relationships with people? Is your physical relationships that way, or are they suffering that? It's very an open-ended question when you ask a question about jealousy. What is it in correlation to? How does it affect you? And if it's affecting you, why would you want to stick around being in a situation of jealousy? You know, that's not building anybody's spiritual warfare. It's not going to get any better if you're always at battle, right? And it shouldn't be battling. Let it go, and if it happens, it happens. But don't force the universe to give you something that's not rightfully yours. And that's where the jealousy I view as being an open-ended question as to, depending on the jealousy that you're jealous of a new purse, or jealousy because your best friend has shoes that you want to buy and they went and bought them before you. You know, there's so many different ways you can interpret jealousy. You know, like the Jezebel spirit, you can have her come and give you a kick in the ass because the Jezebel spirit is the worst of all jealousy traits that I've ever seen. Um, so yeah, so as far as that's concerned, I don't like to be jealous. I can't say I'm 100% not doing it. I've experienced myself, oh, I wish I had that. That's stupid, blah, blah, blah. Had this and that's that. And then you become that envious jealousy just doesn't work for me. I used to be a very jealous person, but I found that I was spending too much energy into it. It's an energy vibe that I won't let it entertain itself, because it's not a healthy vibration to be in, um, for all hours, you know, with people, right? So I don't recommend being jealous if it's something that is um, conflicting when you're in a relationship with someone. It's best to talk that out between the two of you, so that you're there, or you and the other party are aware of, you know, feelings and how to better protect yourself against a person that's jealous. If he's leading into situations where he's being flirtatious, it's time to rethink your relationship. I really think so. There's nothing wrong with a certain amount of flirtatious, like, oh, hi, how you doing? You know, get a hug, blah, blah, blah. If that's a boundary that you don't want crossed, then you need to place that boundary in your relationship when it starts. Otherwise, when you get to it later on and it comes up to manifest itself, and later on in the relationship is going to absolutely blow the relationship apart. Always be, you know, on the same page as your partner. And if you're not, you're having problems, even reach out to someone, ask them for guidance into the relationship. But I do things, see positive things. You know, if you can't always stay positive, you can't always be negative. It's balance. And there's days where you might not even feel like even wanting to talk to anybody, right? I would have to tell you that twins probably do know. I'd hate to say that, but yeah, I bet you they've already discussed your matters. I'm sure that they must have an inkling as to the crush, right? It's very hard when you're looking from outside the box. It's very hard. It's not very hard to see the flirtating going on. When you're actually in the mix of it, you really are blinded by it. But I'm pretty sure I can pretty much vouch that the twin brother probably will have an inkling, especially when you're dealing with twins. Are they, depending on their genetic, does he know his brother's my crush? Do you want him to know that you're his crush, or is there like a conflict of interest there? That's the part that I'd like to know, because I don't I don't like to get involved in relationship advice, even though I have had my well done experiences in relationships. But for me, it would be noticeable. I believe it would be very noticeable, especially if they're a twin. They wouldn't be passing on the little intuitive messages that you may portray with your body language. Is 99% of the messages that you receive are from body language. So I'm pretty sure that he'd probably have a pretty good inkling as to probably there is something possibly going on in his mindset. Right? But yeah, as far as that's concerned, I try to stay away from complicated relationships. I learned my lesson on being in a complicated relationship with someone is not fun. And I need to go grab a sweater company. 1 second. Oh. Okay. All right. Well, I'm freezing and had to get my shawl. So the cards I had twin about this, you know. All right. So who else is in here today? All right. Let's see. We've got, who's the other one? Oh, Fiona, wasn't it? Okay. So Fiona, we're gonna move on to you now. Um, this is already going for how long? Is it like glitching on you guys' end? Why is it doing that? Oh, okay, hang on. Oops. Okay, so I don't know if this is glitched on your guys' end or not. Is there audio? Can you guys actually hear? I don't want him to know. Well, that's going to be pretty hard to make him not know if you're dating his twin brother. Um, why don't you want... oh, good. It's not glitching for you. Okay. I don't want him to know. Nikolina, how is it that you plan on keeping a relationship hidden from a twin brother, let alone anyone, if you're in a relationship with someone? That doesn't make sense to me. You don't want him to know. Why is that? Are you worried that it won't work out if he knew? Or why is it that you don't want him to know? Or does you have a crush on the brother and probably the twin brother has a crush on you then, probably, is what you're thinking, right? That's the only other thing that I could feel that you don't want him to know about. Right. Well, maybe he's obviously attracted to you. He winked at you. He probably wants to pursue it. Maybe he's feeling the same way you are, not wanting the brother to have to be felt like he's being left out. Um, Maybe the one twin has seen the other twin show affection towards you and is kind of standoffish about that. Um, that was something that maybe you can discuss with the twin that you are interested in. And if the other twin is the other interested party, in this three kind of way situation you're kind of going at, I would sit him down and say, listen, I am not interested in you in a more than a friendship way. I'm sorry if I ruined your feelings, but it's just not what I was looking for, or like there's got to be a reason why you don't want him to know. It doesn't make sense to me why you wouldn't want him to know. If you're in a relationship and it's a trusting relationship, that's not a very good foot to start on. I'm sorry, I just speak straight truth. It may be hard to hear, but I don't play any bullshit lines or anything like that. Enough of the bullshit. It's time we're adults. We can be able to deal with it in a proper, appropriate manner for all parties involved, right? I think is the best solution or best option, right? Okay, so I'm going to get on to Fiona's reading today. Not glitching for me. Okay, so Fiona, just think in your head. I'm going to do an absolute cold read on you, and don't say anything. I want you to think of an outlook. Think about like the outcome of what you want to desire right now, in regards to where you want to be or what you've been manifesting yourself, and we need a quick Q&A on. Um, I'll pull whatever cards for you as well, whatever ones jump out. Be happy to share the information with you. So just let me know when you're ready to go ahead, and we'll work from there. But think it out. Maybe there's something that you want to know personally that you don't even have to tell me about or explain to me, and I'll just do a reading based on what my vibrations are giving me. So just type in yes when you're ready. I'm just going to grab a glass of water here quick. I'm almost dry. All right. Sorry about that, guys. I'm here. Okay. Okay. Some water. Always good for the soul. 99% water. Okay, so Fiona A.R. Patton. We are going to go and put some cards for you now. Oh, exhausted. Okay, so oops. All right. Okay, dealing with jump cards for Fiona. Any message or answers to what she is going through at this moment in time, and how to better assist her on her journey in the near future. Oh, you're having a tower moment. So we got a tower card. What are you feeling is falling apart for you right now? Well, things are about to get exciting for you. You got the tower card, so that could be a positive note saying that everything's going to start to get lit up for you, and soon it's going to knock you right off your goddamn feet. Yeah, you definitely have support around you for that fall, though. That's going to be an interesting moment for you. But yeah, no, the tower card I think as the most energizing card for me reading, because of the energy that it takes to burn down a cement tower. Like how long does that sucker have to burn before you hit, absolute demolished? You can't demolish cement, really. It takes a long time for cement to burn, if ever. So I don't even understand why somebody would even want to jump from a tower like these two are. If it's a cement tower, it's not going anywhere, so why is everybody freaking out? I don't know. Freaking out over a tower that the lid is going to come off and there's going to be a lot of excitement going on. So it could be like a positive, or it could be an actual demolish of a situation that you need to move on from. Um, the next one, we have a pentacle in reverse. Be cautious of your finances. Definitely be cautious. There is balance with your finances, um, but you're extending your finances to places, persons, and things that aren't really required to be in balance with you right now, is what it's telling me. To be careful of making sure that you are coming from a space of balance, whether it be an emotional, mental, or physical state of being. Um, and the magician, now is not the time to be wishing for a lot. Just take it energy, and all these cards are telling me that this time right now that you may be going through, or you might be entering into, is not going to be a very very solid situation, but be careful because you still have balance within you that you have to go and learn to balance those balance scales, everything, and you extending yourself, your pentacles to others um, that are begging for it. You don't need to beg for the balance to be part of your life. Okay, and the magician is basically telling you that you need to balance the up and the down. Um, you gotta have everything in proper balance for you to be able to function at a magical state of being, if that makes sense. You like to be in the nature, so maybe you've got a lot of greenery around you, um, or maybe taking time to get more in touch with the nature side of things, right? Oh, my phone's gonna die. I'm down to 15%. Oh well. I'll make this one quick. So yeah, just making sure that you have all your tools and that you're balanced when you want to use your spiritual tools and dealing with your spiritual makeup. Um, because that tower, either that's coming off and it's causing a little bit of extra resources being sucked out from you at this time. Um, so be careful of your resources, right? Your resources are a big thing, and don't extend too much of yourself, especially after this big energy crisis right here is what I see it as, like an energy crisis. Either it can go up in flames, your position in your creativity, or which one, the romance might blow up. So just be aware that the situation might get to be heated, but it could be, you could get positive things from fire. You can experience a regrowth as well, right? Because once something burns away, it rebuilds itself once more. So your foundation is maybe a little weak as far as your creativity. You're extending yourself way too much, and the magician is telling you to slow down, right? Don't go too fast with what you're trying to get up and down and trying to find that balance in between. Um, don't spend so much time on it. Just try to balance the best that you know how at this time until you get your energy and your levels back up to normal and feeling good about yourself. Um, but I do see that this can turn around in the near future. So near future ideas are around creativity and romance for Fiona. Oh. Alright, so first card we got was, we've got the all-knowing. We have the High Priestess, the knowing, the informative positions and answers are all within, yourself. You have a lot of resources with you uh, that are available. You've got them hidden. You haven't really tapped into what gifts you actually can do with your spirituality. Um, but I feel that you're not liking a position that you're in right now. Like, you have a very somber look on your face. It's not almost like getting a piece of information and not being pleased with it. I'm not too sure why you wouldn't be pleased, seeing as all this is happening right now. Probably that's why it's caused you into this state of being of an undesirable, pleasurable position, right? You're not wanting to be in this position with all this going on in your life right now. you're not being effective in your situation. Um, like the knowledge and the fruit, the new beginnings. You're a little bit leery on starting a new beginning, maybe a new position or a new relationship. Could be basically based around your inner battles with yourself and questioning yourself as to why things are happening the way they are right now. But don't put too much energy into what has happened. Focus your energy on what is going to be able to be a positive move in your direction. And there's just showing you that you're not up to battling. You're just really not in the mood for any more battling. You've had enough. It's like you want to surrender when it's inverted. You want to just give up. Don't give up. Don't give up. It's just because of the manifest and the energy that's been around you for a while makes you feel like you're still fighting. Just relax. Don't go into the mode of defense, right? Don't be defensive in your actions, because you have a lot of different directions taking you to different areas that are pulling a lot of energy for you. I believe that you're kind of wanting to go one direction, but the other direction's still pulling at you to say, I would like to still keep this going, blah blah blah. But you're not in a position where you're gonna go one way or the other. You're like at a fork in the road right now. Um, and we got the Nine of Cups. So waiting for your Nine of Cups to fill is not going to be an easy task. Just take your time. You have very many options. You have a lot of interesting options that will be coming available to you. Um, but you're sitting and waiting for the right one. You will have to wait for the right one to manifest itself. And if you do a nice mantra every day saying, I want to be able to, or I need, needs are different than wants. I learned that from a Tony Robbins motivational speaker, that you have to understand your needs and your wants. So like you'll be provided with everything you need, but not everything you want. Okay, so you always have to be aware of what you're thinking about, your intentions when you ask the universe to deliver you a message or to give you some understanding into a situation. Um, by patience, sitting there waiting. Maybe you've been impatient in the past and making a decision about something and it's caused you to be more patient. Maybe that's your lesson you need to learn, is about the patience part of things. Not to just give up and give freely, but to be guarded of your information and your skills, right? Wait for the right offer to come along to fill those cups. And we got an inverse hermit. Now's not the time to be hermit mode. You do not need to be in the hermit mode to be out socializing, getting everything, back moving in a more aligned direction for yourself. The hermit is talking about self-care, self-worth, and just dealing with yourself for now. Focusing on that and end up benefiting and having all these other information and all the other skills will actually fall in line after. Um, when you take the time to actually work through that explosive moment or, that tower moment that you are going through, to end up having to giving away so much of yourself, and not being able to have enough for you to balance, right? So when you have all the knowing and the understanding, that you're ready to just surrender because you need to focus on which direction you really want to go in, and make sure that the direction you're asking, that it's not going to be another tower moment. Protect yourself from the information and be not blindfolded when walking into a situation. And this one, because without having, yourself to count on, you won't ever be able to fill the cups. The cups are going to remain in reverse and they will be empty. So you have to change your point of view, maybe your direction. Think about your direction you want to go through. Make sure it's, a neutral line, right? Like she's wearing gray, which is a neutral position. She wants to remain neutral through this and to be able to not have one of these tower moments show up again. Like you're surrendering to the universe to say, okay, I want some assistance with filling my cups. And they're telling you in return, you need to work on yourself to get these cups to fill up again. Because it's taking a lot of energy now that these cups are now on the other way and everything's falling out of them. You have nothing left to give if you keep going and extending yourself too thin with family, friends, or whatever it may be. So always think about the hermit. It's not a time to stay solitude, right? You don't have to be in a solid private space all the time, but you can get out and mingle, and maybe that'll help you with your creativity in the long run. Or romance, right? Being a hermit isn't the answer to do for you right now. just learn about the self-care. And you can go out and self-love yourself by going for a walk. Just do things that make you feel good to help you get past whatever stresses you might be going through at this time. So yeah, that is from going from like chaos in this card to like the hermit, the relaxed um, position that you'd rather be in. Um, you're tired of all these, explosive moments that just don't pay you a good dividend in the end, right? That you're willing to surrender so that you can take on your skills and have the skill set and the frame of mind to work in a more positive, neutral position. All right. So that's fine. You are going to end up meeting someone though. You will find like, I'm not sure, a soulmate or whatever it is that you are looking for. But with self-care and love, you'll be entering into a better situation that you don't have to be feeling like a hermit or single anymore. So that's just that signal for you being single. You don't have to be single anymore. You can work on developing these little things beforehand to bring you out of that hermit mode, that single, and get out and socialize and have fun and be creative and always be wary that you don't have to choose one path or the other, that you have many avenues that you can turn down at any given time that you choose, right? And this won't always stay that way. Give it some time to let the universe assist you in helping you with the situation. I think that would be a good benefit. Meditate on it. Do some deep meditations. Jason Stevenson was one that I used to like a lot. He has some really good guided ones. He has a numerous amounts of videos of meditation for beginners all the way to advanced, third eye, everything. So yeah, check him out. I really enjoy him. I've recommended him to people before, and they found absolute bliss going through some of the meditative cycles that he does. Um, so he's very, very informative. I love dealing with his techniques. His breathing techniques and everything are very well guided meditations he does do as well. So you don't have to remain the hermit anymore. So everything, no more hermit. Get out there, enjoy those good times, even if they feel like you're gonna go like head over tea kettle there in chaos. Before there has to be chaos before we can have happiness, right? You always have to work through your chaos, your inner healing, not extending yourself to be able to do more for yourself and be in tune with yourself to become this person, that knowing and visual and everything that's involved in being the high priestess of information, right? Information is key to everything that you plan on doing, right? Always make sure you've got the information. And remember, where you get your information could be black or white or gray, right? It depends on how you want to walk down the path. If you want to walk down that neutral path and be able to have the balance from the good and the light and dark side, because you can get balance from both. One correlates with the other one, right? One, without darkness, we don't have light. Without light, we don't have darkness, right? So they always balance each other in the end. So yeah, so that would hopefully help you in your future endeavors. I really appreciate being able to read for you. That's awesome. So yeah, so this is just me getting my YouTube channel going, and it's great that you guys are showing up. I really appreciate it. You should comment, subscribe, like the videos. It would be great if you could get that part. Blue Ivy, hi, Blue Ivy, you're here. Hello, are you? Waving at your back, waving. So yeah. So if there's anything else, anything that ever arises, I'll be doing live chats. Probably 3 times a week, depending. There'll probably be 3 evening ones and then 2 day ones, like in the morning, so we can start a positive day. My evenings are a lot better when I'm at night because it's a lot quieter. It's more calming to me, just to reduce a little bit of the stress. I find that meditation, when it's nice and quiet, or doing my work, I get more done when it's quiet. And I also get more activity when I'm dealing with my energies and my guides and my spirits that like to dwell within the house. No Blue Ivy. I just did specific readings for people that asked for them. So it was just whatever cards popped out was the reading was based on. Can you get a love card, please? Sure, I will do my best to pull a love card for you. So, I don't know if Blue Ivy was wanting a reading, or if not, is there a specific situation or anything you need advice on or clarification with? Okay, we'll move to a two, and we'll do a love card. We'll pull one card for you. Okay, so we'll do a love card. We want a love card for Athea for October 5th, 2018, as far as her love situation or whatever else she needs to know. All right. All right. So we have Are you waiting on someone? Ah! Oh, I didn't even read my screen. Look at this. You're still waiting. You're waiting for the message to be received. And you're waiting for a message to come to you. And that was the card that came out for you. You don't have to wait much longer, trust me. He's inverted, but that can change. You make sure. That just shows you're looking for whatever it is, and it's not. He's gonna. Yeah, I think he will, because this is inverted. And usually, when I end up sending out a vibration, a good vibration, like I told the girls earlier, the subscribers that are participating, I ended up helping a friend do a love communication spell, and it actually worked. She ended up calling him within 3 days. So I was really, really stoked about that. So, yeah. Yeah, I don't see that you'll have to be waiting much longer. Like, that's inverted. He's not in a position that he has to wait on the world to get back to me, right? So I think that's a good sign for you. So Blue Ivy, can you also have a love card? Blue Ivy wants a love card too. All right, we're gonna pull a card for Blue Ivy. She wants a love card as well for a love message that she's waiting. No problem, Athea. No problem. All right, so now we're looking for Blue Ivy's love reading card. All right. Oh, are you in a relationship? Blue Ivy, are you feeling restricted with your situation? Blue Ivy, married. Are you feeling constricted in it though? So marriage, is your marriage kind of, are you feeling aloof? Like, are you like not feeling close to your partner at this present time? Are you kind of distant spiritually? Not so much, well, possibly. Or there's things going on that you really just don't even want to know. Like, I feel that you're walking around with that blindfold on about something that's restricting you. The marriage in itself, is it restricting you? But I feel like there's, oh, okay, I see. Well, I do see water below her, so I believe that you might be able to beat this constriction and end up bearing a child. I'm gonna pull my pendulum out, you guys. Hang on, where's my pendulum? I have my pendulum. I'll do a yes or no question with my pendulum for you guys. If I can find it. Where did I put it? Hang on, I'm gonna get my pendulum and we'll do some yes or no questions with the pendulum now. Okay. Last question of the night. Okay. We're going to result to the pendulum now. We're turning to the pendulum for advice. Alright. Alright, so we find positive. Okay, so. Alright. Will Blue Ivy find a solution to her fertility issues? Will Blue Ivy continue to have fertility issues? Yes or no? Was she able to bear a child? What is the cause of her stress right now? Is it stress causing this problem? Do you have a lot of stress, Blue Ivy? Because that could be causing you not to release your hormones, right? Will Blue Ivy end up finding a great solution within the next 6 months to the fertility issue? Is this fertility issue that Blue Ivy is facing, is it a hard one? Will her fertility issues be a lifelong situation? No, you won't have. Okay, so you basically, I just was asking my pendulum for answers. When it swings this way, forward and backwards, it's a yes. And when it swings side to side, it is a no. And so far I've gotten mostly yes questions. Is there a question you'd like to ask? Will she bear a boy or a girl? Will she be able to give birth to a boy or a girl? Will she have problems bearing that child? So is there like a time frame that you're looking at, Blue Ivy? I'm consulting the pendulum for yours. Will they continue to keep moving based on the husband's job? Can we pull cards to give her some insight into her fertility problem? Okay, so now my pendulum is telling me to pull cards for you, Blue Ivy. So I'm going to start, I'll pull out some cards. Alright, so next jump card, please. Okay, so this will probably be my last reading for the next little bit, so I'm going on 3 o'clock here. Where I am. Oh, good. Okay, the Emperor. So you have a lot of stress, and the Emperor in reverse, so he's not feeling that he's doing very well. The Emperor is not usually, I haven't had him show up inverted in my readings, but I do feel that you should take some time and heal. Have you had a miscarriage before? Now you guys are trying to build something together. You have a lot of support around you, Ivy. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I really apologize about that. I was kind of getting a feeling of loss with the Emperor, struggling to come back from the loss. There's a lot of energy draining on his part, being drained. Um, but I see that there are guides around the both of you. You do have angel guides around you. That's a definite positive thing. Uh, but I feel the Emperor is covering up a lot of his strong emotions right now. Um, that he's not feeling that he can express his emotions in a um, positive manner due to the suffering that you guys are facing right now. Um, there is a lot of love there. You do have an extreme amount of love, but with you both kind of feeling restricted right now, makes it very difficult to be able to have that communication together. Um, so this is going to cause like battles between uh, could be family members, could be about a situation that has a rip from this situation. Uh, there's a lot of people involved. Could be your family members, um, but I don't understand what the fighting is all about. Does that make sense? Yeah, I know. That's what I get here. He's feeling overwhelmed by it right now with the Emperor being in reverse. Uh, but I do see him recuperating. He still has his armor on, uh, but he's just feeling really drained emotionally and spiritually right now. But there's a lot of love. There's definitely a lot of love there, that he's kind of got caught up in the loss that he's not able to help understand, right? So emperors are very, very strong-minded people, but they even the strongest of minds and physical beings have to take rest, right? So I think he's just taking the rest to kind of weigh things out right now and try to help the best way that he can, and that may be due to him having to never be able to be shown his emotions. Maybe the way you want to approach it is just be compassionate with his feelings. Um, Give him the space that he does need. He does have strong support around him, which these two um, cement pillars show me as you being the strength holding him up right now. Um, but I do see that he will recuperate from this, and he'll put on a fight to make sure that everything goes in a strong manner, and he'll fight for everything that he believes in, to make sure that you don't feel restricted as well. There's a lot of love between the two of you, and I don't feel that this loss has to manifest itself anymore. Um, but you can take all the time you need, but just realize that he is having his time that he needs to regroup to, and I know it's a hard situation to be in, from my experience of losing a child. um, but it doesn't have to restrict you guys. It doesn't. You guys don't have to bleed your soul anymore for anything about it. It's being handled by the universe to make that situation, to be able to combat anything that comes towards you in a good motion. But take your time between the two of you. Stand strong for each other. You definitely stand strong for each other, and even if it is a distance that you have to travel to get to the Emperor's inside emotion, it will actually help you break free as well, and the two of you will come together and reunite. Uh, but allowing him to have his time to mourn and everything, it's unlimited time. Whatever time you guys need to mourn the loss, take it. Nobody can tell you any different. Nobody can tell you that you can't have that experience. That's an experience that a lot of people have, um, and it's a really hard one to pull yourself out of if you do get your emotions buried deep, and have to have the emotion that you just buried be put on the bottom of all the other emotions that you've been packing around for years can also be very damning to you. It'll be very stressful. So if you feel that you're having an emotional moment about your son, bring it up, deal with it, have your cry, write a journal on it, just get your emotions out, because the pent up energy is going to end up stressing you out more. and I don't recommend keeping that inside. That's stuff that really needs to be brought up between the two of you on a compassionate level. But it will give you a reason to fight stronger for the next time. All right. I did ask the pendulum